Hi friends, welcome to Harmony Hills Home and Garden. I'm Jenny, we're gardening in Baltimore, Maryland, Zone 7. Today's project is all about gladiolus bulbs, getting them deeper into the ground so that they don't flop over when they grow up next year. Now, also, this video is about my newest favorite toy, my power planter, my very first ever power planter auger. Come with me and let's talk about gladiolus bulbs and power planter augers and get this job done. This is not a sponsored post. I am not being paid. I did not receive this for free or at a discount. I paid full price for this power planter auger. But why did I do that? Because I have a lot of bulb planting to do this fall and I don't want to be fussing around getting it little bits at a time. So power planters are super popular across the gardening YouTube sphere these days. And I will admit that the bigger ones that you plant gallon-sized pots or 2-gallon pots, that one kind of intimidates me. I don't know that those bigger augers are for me. But this 3-inch size one, yeah, I'm pretty sure I can handle this. This is the 3-inch diameter and 12-inch long power auger from Power Planter. I forget exactly its name, something like the DIY Guru. I don't know. Anyways, 3 inches by 12 inches. The reason I got this size and not something different is because 3 inches is what was recommended for most daffodil, tulip, gladiola, other bulb style of planting. The reason I got the 12-inch one instead of the 7-inch one is because I need to plant some of my bulbs at the 8-inch depth mark, and the 7-inch auger goes to 7, not 8. So that's why I bought this particular auger. You can see that I have tried it out just to make sure it works before I did this video. This cost, I think, I want to say it was like $33 plus tax. There was no shipping cost, I think. In the United States. So if you're overseas, I do believe that Power Planter does sell online in the UK, in Australia and New Zealand, Norway, and some other countries in Europe, I think. So I'm not entirely sure about its availability throughout Europe or in Africa or Asia, but those places I listed, it is available online. Here in the US, $33 online, and I got it about, well, it shipped the day after I ordered it, and I got it about 2 days later, so it was really quick turnaround. Now, the drill that I'm using with this power planter is this one. This is the DeWalt DCD 771 drill. It's a 20 volt drill, but it's not the biggest 20 volt drill by far that they offer. This one is the one we use around the house for all of our drill needs, and the 20 volt means that it does have pretty good torque. I was able to use it in clay soil with this drill, but it was difficult, so there's a little bit of a learning curve in how to not break your wrist. You can see this one has no other grip handle on it. It's just this and this. So also, I forgot to mention, this has the 3/8 inch hex connector where that goes into the drill like that. So that's what I'm using. I happen to have 2 batteries that fit this drill. One of them's charging right now, and this is a freshly charged one. So that is what I'm doing with the auger. So let's talk for just a minute about the gladiolus. I have 2 areas here in the back garden behind the arbor where I have clumps of gladiolus planted. Now in Zone 7 where I live, you can keep glads in the ground over the winter and they will come back next year and they will multiply next year as well. If you live in Zone 6 or more north or 6 or colder, then you may not be able to keep glads in the ground over the winter. You might have to pull them up and replant them like you do your dahlias. So anyway, I have some glads in this area here and right over here. And so what happened was this past spring when they bloomed, they got pretty tall and then they flopped over. And I think it's because I only planted them about 3 or 4 inches deep. I was told by one of my viewers in a comment on some of those videos, thank you if it was you, that if I plant the bulbs 8 inches deep, then they won't flop over next year because they'll have more support from the soil. So that's what I'm doing. I'm lifting the gladiolas out of this area, and then I'm going to use my auger to plant an 8-inch hole and put the bulbs down in that 8-inch hole. So that's my job for today. Okay, now This is one of the areas where I had glads planted last year, and I thought I was being super smart because when I cut the foliage down, I left these little stumps of foliage. And so you can see these are ready to go back in, and I should be able to just like get this out of here like that. See, there's the glad bulb. And some of them are just so close to the ground that they're just lifting, but I really need to get a spade and lift them because some of these stalks are falling off as I try to pull them out. And the other thing is, I know there are more glads in here than these stalks that are sticking up. I think there's some in here that the stalks may have gotten moved off by a squirrel, or maybe I mistakenly cut them all the way down or something. I don't know. So I'm going to pull up as many of these as I can find, and then I'm going to go hunting for some more. So this is super interesting to me. Look at what you see on the bottom of this gladiola. You see these little balls. And then look at all these here. So I feel like these are little tiny baby gladiolus starts. Is that what that is? If you know more about gladiolus, let me know. Is that what these are? All these little balls that I'm finding right here? And there's some here from this bulb as well. Interesting. I need to learn more about gladiolus. Now here's one that multiplied over the course of the season. It was 1 and now it's 2. Right, now I know I had more than this in here, so I'm going to do a little bit of gentle digging and see if I can unearth any more. Well, it looks like I have found all the glads that were in this area, but if not, they'll come up next year and I will love them then. So for now I have 1. Oh, here's a double. 2, 3. I might have just ruined that one. We'll give it a shot. This is what I have to plant. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm going to set these aside, and now I'm going to dig 11 holes with my auger. Now, your auger is designed to be used with a drill, and every drill is going to be a little bit different. Some drills have a little chuck key that you use to tighten this area here. Mine doesn't. Mine, you just put it in there, and then you twist this until it clicks, and then you keep clicking it until it won't click anymore, and then that is in. So, and then the other thing is you want this on to be the slow speed. My drill has 2 speeds, 1 and 2. 2 is a higher speed, 1 is a slower speed. I want it on the slower speed. And then finally, these numbers here control the torque, and so you want to play around with that. The booklet recommends that you put it on a high number on the screwdriver setting, not on the drill setting, and that will stop it from turning if you hit an obstacle. So I'm going to play around with that. Actually, the test ones that I did earlier, it didn't work to do it that way. It stopped too much. So I was just using the drill setting, and that seemed to be the thing that worked for me. So follow the guidance, follow the directions, and then start adjusting to suit your own needs as you're working with the tool. I'm going to use this to drill 8-inch holes for my gladiolus. Now this soil, you just saw me stirring it all around, so it's already pretty loose for the first 6 inches, but below the first 6 inches, I'm going to hit some hard clay, so I have to be very careful when I do that. So I put the drill into forward position, and I just gently All right, so there is a big, deep hole. Can you see how deep that is? Let me do another one. See how the drill turned in my hand? You don't want to do that. So I'm going to pull it up backwards. This is why you kind of want to have that one with the handle grip on it. See that? So if that starts, let it go. Put it in reverse and pull it back out. So there's either a tree root or a rock or something down in there that's grabbing. Feels like it was probably this rock. Oh no, I see a tree root in there. Okay, so that's how it works. So you can see they fill in really easily, which is not exactly what I want, but it is what it is. All right, so I'm gonna put in one of these glad bulbs way down in there. That's fully 8 inches down in. And I want these kind of close together, so I think I have to drill them one at a time and then mark them, because if I try to drill all 8 or all 11, excuse me, all very close to each other, then they're gonna fill in like that. Luckily, this is really easy to just dig your hand down in and get that loose soil out and put the bulb down in there. See, it already backfilled on me. There we go. Nice and deep. All right, so I need to mark these before I go on. There's one there, and there's one there. Okay, so now I want to do 11 more. No, 9 more. Let's switch this to a different setting, see if it helps. So the drill setting is probably safer, the screwdriver setting is probably safer for your wrists than the drill setting. Here, how am I going to mark? Use these walnuts and make them good for something. Got one there, got one there, got one there. Yeah, that's definitely safer for your wrists, so I think we'll use that method. And with that, I have dug up and replanted 11 Gladiolus corms. I think there are more than 11 in here. I'm not sure. I can't remember how many I planted. But I found 11, so that's pretty good. And if there are more in there, then they'll be fine. So now they're all dug down in about 8 inches deep. So I'm hoping that that gives them strength to stand up next year without needing to be staked. They're all around in there. I was using these black walnuts to mark my spots where I had put them. I don't recommend that method because the black walnuts kind of blend into the dirt and then they get covered up with dirt when it's getting drilled. So yeah, use something brighter colored like white plant stakes or something. That's my recommendation to you. So as far as using the drill and the auger for the first time, definitely don't put it on drill setting, because on drill setting it won't stop if it hits something that stops the drill, and it'll spin the drill around, and it could really hurt your wrist unless you're super strong and you know that you're not going to let it go. Otherwise, put it onto the screwdriver setting and use those torque adjustments. 1 through 15 is what I have, 1 through 16 actually. Use those, put it on a high number, but let it do the job of saving your wrists for you. It's just much better for you in the end. So all in all, I really like having this tool. I like having the auger so that I could do these bulbs. I have a lot of daffodil bulbs, hyacinth bulbs, a couple of tulips, and some other things coming that need to be planted in November. So this will be really handy to have for those jobs. I think that's about it. That's all I have for you today. I'm going to do the same project on the other side of the arbor, but I'm not going to put that on camera because it's the same project. So thank you for joining me today. Again, I am not getting sponsored for this power planter, nor am I getting sponsored for the drill, although I will put a link in the description box down below if you're interested in purchasing one. I'll just tell you where I got mine. And there will be some probably Amazon affiliate links down there if you are interested in purchasing the drill that we have, or whatever. You don't have to do that though. So thanks for joining me today. I hope you learned something. I hope that you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you in another video real soon. Thanks, friends. Bye-bye.